Hey, welcome back to another episode of My Drunk Uncles. I'm your host, Uncle Lazer. Hey, this podcast presented by Jerkmate. Hey, they're not just a regular goddamn campsite. They're not your mom's old-fashioned campsite. We're not jerking off to magazines anymore. We're signing up with Jerkmate. Right here, click the link in the box. They're running a special with me. Look, it's free to sign up. There's no subscribe fee. There's no, you just fucking create the account. It's free. Browse what you want. Maybe you get into something. Maybe you don't. But they give you the tools to be your own goddamn boss. That's Jerkmate. Right now, click the link. It's not your mom camera site. Your uncle's going to take care of you. Also, shout out to our sponsor, Zippix Nicotine Toothpicks, energy toothpicks to help you curb the cravings of smoking cigarettes and those douche flutes. Those goddamn, nobody likes a guy that smokes strawberry watermelon. My daddy beat the shit out of me if he knew I was smoking goddamn strawberry watermelon. You hear me? So look, Zippix right now. Use promo code Lazer at zippix.com. You get 10% off your order. And let's make men cool again. And we're doing that with Zippix. Click the link, zippix.com, use promo code Lazer, get you 10% off your order. Anyway, so let's get back to the fucking action at hand here. Got us a special guest today, a Michelin star restaurant owner and operator, Chef Boyardee, if you will. You may have seen him on the fold playing some poker. He's an avid card player. He's a man of many talents. Y'all give it up for Mr. Phillip Frankland Lee. How the hell are you?
Of all the syllables I thought you might fuck up, Phillip was not the one.
Yeah. The L's are silent.
For real.
Turns out the L's are silent. Fuck yeah, dude. How you been, man?
I've been great. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, dude. Thanks
I'm going to
for
have to, when I send this link to my mom, I'm going to have to send it 45 seconds in. So we skipped the Jerkmate part.
Yeah, you don't want the Jerkmate part. But listen, dude, they pay us good, but we got to have them. Everybody, all my fans are DJs. They're going to love you.
Oh, I imagine.
How long you been a chef?
Fuck, I'm 20 years in the game since I've been receiving a paycheck to do this.
Making a living.
Yeah. So 20 years professionally.
Fucking A. Yeah. When did you just was always interested in culinary shit or?
Yeah, like my dad. So I'm good at three things in life. I'm good at playing cards.
Yep.
So my grandmother taught me to do arithmetic with playing cards.
Really?
So I'm a child. It's like, there's two clubs. There's three hearts, right? So then you pull out the five and there's five diamonds and you count up the suits. That's how I learned how to count.
No shit.
So I've been playing penny, nickel, dime since I was
since grade school.
5, 6.
Yeah.
Was running, a 2-table room in my parents' garage from 14 on.
Really?
Yeah, having 10 table tournaments during the summers.
You're running house games.
Oh yeah, my whole life.
That's dope, dude.
And then I'm very good at drumming. I dropped out of school when I was 15, lived on the road playing drums in hardcore bands for years. I got a drum set for when I was 18 months old. The third thing that I'm good at is cooking. And for my third birthday, there's an old VHS tape I put up on my Instagram a while ago of my father gifting me a chef's knife, saying, I don't know what else to get him. All he wants to do is cook. So,
at 3.
So the 3 things I'm proficient at in my late 30s are all 3 things I started by 3 years old.
That's badass. Got to train them young, get them good. And you got what? You got restaurants in Austin, L.A., all over the country, right? Or just
Seattle, Miami, New York City. Yeah, we're in 13 cities, 27 restaurants total.
And I know, and you do a lot of the sushi by scratch and a lot of sushi, like culinary stuff. But then the not a damn chance thing, the burger. How does one go from how I'm making all this badass seafood and sushi? Let me go make some burgers.
So do you know Neen?
Yeah, I know Neen, a skateboarder.
Neen Williams, pro skater,
great guy, handsome young fella.
Yes, he is. Ripped as fuck.
Yeah, he's ripped as fuck. He's shredded.
No, you're good. Him and I have been friends now for a while, and we really bonded over, I am a chef who loves to skateboard, and he's a skater who loves to cook.
Beautiful.
So, when we would get our families together, before we had kids, his wife would come over, they'd stay at the house for over the weekend, and we would cook. We'd be doing whole pigs, we'd be doing venison roasts, we'd be doing ribeyes, and then we started making burgers, and burgers was just the one that we went back to, sort of over and over again.
Kind of easier to do.
We loved it. Yeah. We just loved the burger, and Neen has a seasoning line called NADC seasoning. And so we started using his seasoning on our burger. Our first ever, and your audience will like this, our very first ever appearance as NADC was up on the balcony at the Vulcan after a Kill Tony show.
Really?
So literally our start was on Kill Tony.
No shit. From
there we went on. I don't think we didn't even have a name back then. It was just Phillip and Neen are going to come make burgers because we're in the family. And then we went to do, so for like a year and a half, we were just getting together. Yo, what are you doing this weekend? Let's put some money together, go to H-E-B, buy a bunch of ingredients, and then go to a skate park and give away free burgers. Go to a comedy show and give away free burgers.
Just get word of mouth out. Get that fucking, yeah.
It was never supposed to be a business.
But yeah.
I mean, we've had fucking 11 of them today.
Yeah.
You know, in like 5 cities. So like, it's turned into a business, but what really, like, what the precipice was, it was like, he has a fucking bunch of careers. I have a bunch of careers.
Got a lot of shit going on.
Fucking hamburgers. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun.
We
It's
got the new McDonald's.
Yeah.
The new McDonald's.
Well, now it's looking like we're going to go after Shake Shack. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we have the, you know, the opportunity to potentially become the biggest and the best.
And let me ask you this, just in terms, and correct me if I'm wrong, you know, y'all serve Wagyu, thinly sliced Wagyu beef patty, correct?
No.
Okay.
Ground. Yeah.
Sorry. It's ground.
Thinly sliced at the sushi bar next door.
Yes, that's right. Ground. But you don't allow the customer to change it in any which way or form. Okay, is that correct? Or is that a myth?
It's a myth.
Okay.
So here's why.
I wanted to ask that.
It's a great, okay. I had what I thought was the cutest idea. So the restaurant is called Not a Damn Chance, NADC Burger, right? We only have one item on our menu. It's our cheeseburger our way. We also have one French fry, or you can get it beast mode. I thought it would be really cute to have on the menu the NADC burger, and then it lists out all the ingredients. Just below that, it said, build your own burger. And below that, it said, not a damn chance. Everybody then thought that meant, and we got beaten up online, and we were like, no, motherfuckers. Like, if you come in and you don't eat pickles, we're gonna give you a little shit. We're gonna be like, yo, like, this is a fatty fucking burger. The pickles are there for a reason. And if you're like, we're happy to do it, we recommend you try it because, like, it's Wagyu beef. It's fucking American cheese.
Yeah,
it's a mayo-based sauce.
Design.
It's so fucking heavy that you have to have the pickles and the jalapenos just to balance the fucker.
Listen, they're goddamn culinary chef, 5-star Michelin, right? And you're gonna tell them how to make their fucking hamburger? Not a chance.
Not a damn chance.
Not a damn chance. Yeah, no, I thought, because I saw it online and I was like, well, that's kind of a crazy thing. But then you got to think, well, shit, you know, your product will never get, you know, misinterpreted. Like, that is that burger.
Here's the thing.
The
person who says no pickles actually believes they don't like pickles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they've been there, they've done that. It's not like we do pickles different. You know, like, in some of my other restaurants, I will actively try to get you to try things outside of your comfort zone that you like. Maybe you don't like broccoli. Why? Because your mom made it bad for you fucking 40 years ago. I'm better than your mom at fucking cooking.
Yeah, come on, man.
But, like, pickles on a burger are pickles on a burger. So people who say they don't like it, they kind of know they don't like it. So it's not about, like, I don't take offense. And it's also not going to ruin that experience for them because they're used to eating burgers without pickles. Yeah.
So you're still taking a good, unique take on a burger, just giving it to them their way to some degree, I guess.
Yeah.
That's not bad, dude. And y'all are in fucking, and dude, every time I drive by it, it's fucking, there's hundreds of people outside of it like that. And then you got the little sushi thing. Goddamn, that sushi place is good, dude.
Shokunin. Yeah, the new one you just went to.
Oh, my God, dude. What a out there on the East. If y'all in Austin, check those out, man. But so you're doing the chef thing, but you play a lot of poker.
I do.
You go to a lot of big tournaments and fucking,
yeah.
You're saying something about playing in this millionaires game and shit. I mean, what's some sketchy, goofy, what's the most wildest high-low run you've been on?
So I took a stab at going pro when I was 18.
Yeah.
I was playing in bands. I got laid off from my job. Actually, to tell the truth, I didn't get laid off from my job, but I had a job that I didn't have to. I was selling stated income mortgages. Remember those?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So after the industry crashed, I was so good at my job that they didn't fire or lay off everyone. They gave me an option to stay on. I stayed on, but I didn't have to go into the office. So I just went and lived at Morongo Casino, like, for 4 days a week. And on, like, my breaks, I'd go and take a couple of calls, pretend I'm working, and then just go back to playing. And back then, I mean, fuck, I was 18 years old, so this is 20 years ago. There was a 2-5 game there that I think to this day is still the best game I ever played in.
Really?
It's a 2-5 game back in the day. Nobody was good at poker back then. And if they were, they didn't know why they were good at poker.
Sure.
The main game would have cash plays, and it was $100 minimum, no max. And so you're playing 2-5 with some dudes with 10K in front of them.
That's wild.
And so I remember this one hand that I will never forget. There was this 19-year-old kid. No, he was 21. Yeah, he had to be 21. He was 21, and he was just on the cover of Card Player that month. And his family was like vacationing to Palm Springs. And so he was playing this game with us. And so I'm playing with him. And I get involved in this pot. Now, when you're 18 and you're trying to take a stab at poker and you're a degenerate,
you don't have any.
You don't have a lot of backup.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't have a lot of bullets to fire.
I have every dollar
on the table
right now. And I think I probably had like $2,000, you know. My rent back then was probably like $500 a month,
sure.
Right? Who knows? But I had like $2,000 on the table. And it gets 3-bet in a 2-5 game to like $400. I got deuces. And I call the 3-bet 3-way. Deuce in the fucking window. 2 diamonds. Ace high. Ace is not a diamond, which is important.
Yeah.
I check raise. He ships $15K.
It's all of it. Everything in front of you. Put your nuts on the table.
And I just remember taking like 20 minutes to make the call. And that was the biggest hand I ever won. I think it was like a $8,000 pot or something like that.
You took 20 minutes? I understand it completely, but for rule of thumb for the game, for people that don't know, like when you make a decision, you know, you get to take your time, but you also got players that are in the hand that are kind of like, hey, man.
No, the thing was this in a tournament, you're getting a clock call.
Yeah, you're going to get a clock call, but in cash, people
in a
more
cash
lenient.
game, everyone knows I'm 18. So I wore the Stu Younger glasses, and I was called the kid. I was fucking 18.
Whoa,
and I'm right.
Cool guy.
And I played like Stewie. I was obsessed with Stewie. And I was, you know, I watched the documentaries and the movies, and I read about him, and I loved his style, the fearless fuck you approach. But you can only be fearless and fuck you until you have no more money left and you flop. It's always that what's so funny, and I know you can relate to this. It's the bigger hands you have that are harder to make the call with. I'm so much faster in there with top pair. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why psychologically it's difficult to get in there with a set, because there's just like, you know, when you're getting in there with a pair, you're probably behind. But when you're in there with a set, it's going to fucking gut you.
If you fold.
It's so hard to fucking fold that.
It is.
But this dude could have a higher set. He 3-bet pre. You know, he could have I think it was like deuce 7 ace. So he can have sevens. He can have aces. He can also have ace king. He can have kings. He can have diamonds. Eventually, I make the call. He's got ace jack of diamonds. So top pair flush draw. I get a clean run out. There was no run it twice back then.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, and I honestly hate doing it, running it twice. I'm like, let's fucking either get lucky or no.
I always run it twice.
You always like it twice?
You know what? It's fun.
It depends. Fun. If I'm like, if I'm behind, I'm like, fuck it. I was like, if I'm only going to get it once, you know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. I respect the guys who always run it once. It's hard to respect the sometimes, only because like you either pick black or red. If you start switching up black or red, you're never going to get your 50-50.
Yeah.
You either have to do one or do the other.
Fucking shit. Yeah. No, I mean,
Plus, I never really, at this point in my life, I don't put my mortgage, like my lunch money on the table.
Yeah.
I can't play for the money. Like, I cannot play for money that would affect my life. I have a child. I have businesses. I have a wife. I got a mortgage. I can't.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, I run it twice because when I play cards, I play for fun.
You want to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I've lost way more than I've won in poker.
Someone asked me the other day if I'm up or down in 30 years. And I said, you know what? I bet I'm around even. They said, how do you know? I said, well, because I've never made life-changing money and I've never lost life-changing money. So I'm probably somewhere around. I'm probably somewhere around. I'm probably down 10 G's, right? But I'm probably, but in the scheme of things, it's probably around even.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
because you're not. I mean, it was always that rule, like don't put on more. Don't play with more than what you're allowed to lose or you're willing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Because then you play scared too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's an advantage, like when we go and do the fold, playing against the comics and shit, because $300 to them is like, fuck, dude, that's how they're getting by for the week. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'll drop $3,000 at this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, but then you play with Doug and you get, hey, what's up, Uncle Lazer? Yo, thanks for tuning in the Drunk Uncles podcast. This show could obviously not be, possible without you guys watching it and checking us out, and our sponsor sponsoring it right now. I want to share with you, okay? Straight off the press, hot off the block, Blue Chew has just come out with Blue Chew Gold. Hey, even better than before, silver and bronze, but now we're going for gold. They are setting the standard for an ED brand in this economy. And listen, make life easier by getting hard at Blue Chew. I mean, listen, if she sends you, "Are you up?" text, just send her back a picture of that hog that Blue Chew Gold made all possible. It's got 4 ingredients that connects that blood flow to that wiener in 15 minutes or less. You can be the downtime on that. Hey, let me pop this. Bam. Hey, 15 minutes later, let me blow your fucking back out. Let me rearrange them guts. Hey, Blue Chew Gold is making the bedroom activity an Olympic gold sport. If she sends you that "Are you up?" text, you make sure to send her a picture of that Blue Chew, because she'll know that you mean mentions. Why do Netflix and chill when you could do Netflix and Phil? Am I right? And look, right now, you go to BlueChew.com for our listeners. You type in promo code UNCLE. All right, you're going to get 10% off your purchase, your monthly subscription. You can do 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, a year. Doesn't matter, but if you use promo code UNCLE at BlueChew.com, you will get 10% off your monthly subscription. And I tell you what, this Blue Chew Gold, I've used the regular Blue Chews, but these Blue Chew Golds, they are setting the standard for what ED brands should be and should be about. So right now, for our listeners, click the link in the description, go to BlueChew.com and get you some Blue Chew Gold. Let's make that bedroom tussle an Olympic golden sport and bring on the gold the way she wants you to hang it up on the mantle. And those bigger, and it's like, oh God.
It's hard to play with Doug.
Dude, I mean, look, yes, it is. But he's still human.
He is.
And I still have learned things and just playing with him a handful of times. I'm like, oh, you're full of shit right there.
Yeah.
You know, it's always when I'm not in the hand, it's someone else's hand. I'm like,
it's so easy to know who's bluffing, who's not when you're not in the pot.
Exactly. So, but fuck, man. So the big card player, but you were on America's Next Top Chef, right? You won that shit. How long ago was that?
So the show's called Top Chef.
Yeah, I was close.
You got the words. You had a couple in there.
Yeah, Phillip is the part that fucked me up in the name, not.
I won America's Next Top Model. No, I'm kidding.
Hey.
No, I was on Top Chef. That was one of the only competitions that I did not win.
Really?
Yeah. That one was. So that was like a. It's like 17 chefs or something like that. Every episode, one guy goes home, one guy or girls. It's like Survivor type situation.
Did it feel more? And the only reason I ask is I did a little Kevin Hart Netflix show that'll be coming out in the spring. And there were some things in there that I was like, oh, this is still a little bit scripted to some degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, were there little things in there that you thought?
So I don't know if so. Technically, when you do this show, unlike all other shows, you sign stuff that says you can't talk about what doesn't air. So here's my my legal approved response to that question. It's made by the same people that make The Housewives.
It's television.
It's television. It's just,
do you think? Let me ask you this: do you feel that the person that? Because what place did you essentially get? When did you go home? You weren't the first one.
No. I was in like 6th or something like that.
Okay. Do you feel like the people? Did you feel like you genuinely didn't have an up to standard dish with the rest of them, or you felt like that day no one outcooked you?
So normally I would not be able to say this, but you have to get everything cleared before you speak publicly about anything, and they let me say this in an interview in print, so I'll say it now. So here's what I did. So I was one of the only 2 people on that show who were actually chef owners. And was the only person with multiple restaurants at the time of going on there. I went on there to fucking destroy. I went on there for job security for my guys. You win $100,000, so like
that's nice.
Marguerite and I opened our restaurant in 13. I went on in 15. I hadn't gotten a paycheck yet. I didn't get a paycheck till 16. I was surviving running a restaurant by going and competing on things like Chopped and stuff like that, making 30, 40K a year.
So you're in the grind, baby.
Oh yeah.
So even with it looks like success on paper, you're cash poor essentially. Like I'm not saying poor, but
I look like success now, but we like to say that literally when we became overnight successes at year 11.
Yeah. I like that.
So anyway, so I'm going to win this fucking thing. I've already won at the moment I hold the record for most wins on Food Network. And I was like, I'm going to go and I'm just going to clean up because Top Chef has like line cooks and sous chefs and all, like I've watched the seasons and I'm like, oh, come on. Like I'm striving for 2 Michelin stars in my restaurants. Like I'm going to crush. So I start exercising. 3 months out, I start exercising. I stop drinking.
You get the brand looking
because
good.
Because I know that on this show, you're like sequestered. You're living in a house with everyone, unlimited beers. I know my personality. I'm going to get fucked up. I'm going to be hungover, and I'm not going to perform. I just know it. I know it. So I'm like, I can't quit a day out. Got to take 3 months off, get in shape, fucking ready to go. So I do. Now, we get to an episode called Restaurant Wars, which is like, that's the most important episode of the season. It's where there's 8 people left. So I must have gotten 8th place. 8 people left, 4 on 4, and you basically have like a day to build and design your own restaurant and go restaurant versus restaurant, right? Up until now, it's like 8 people cooking against each other, 10 people. So this day, they have us, we're the first year that we have to do a lunch and a dinner. The way that the like scoring works, they have like judges. But what we do is when normally to play out the restaurant, we give you a check, but that check is actually a little survey of what was your favorite dish. Okay. Because I played the manager in the PM, the producers didn't realize this. I collected all the comment cards. And guess who had the number 1 dish for lunch and for dinner? Me. I show my team. And we go, motherfuckers, we won because we saw all the things. Our team is A, going to win, and B, my team is like, they're like basically picking me up. Like,
you're the MVP.
I'm going to win Restaurant Wars. That's the most important of the season. I get fucked up that night. We're celebrating. I just fucking won Restaurant Wars. I'm drinking champagne. I'm fucking celebrating. 10 a.m. the next morning, they do the what's it called? The judging. And I'm on the bottom. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then they're like, Phillip, one of the judges is like, Phillip, your food was stupid. Your food was stupid is what they said. And sorry, pack your knives and go. And I was like, what the fuck? So the original question was, were you surprised to get sent home? And I wrote out the whole fucking thing, and their PR let me say all that shit. So yeah, I was a little surprised.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, because and that's another thing though. Like the side of it too is like, to a degree, food is art, right? Mm-hmm. Right. It's
which is incredibly subjective.
It's hard. And even when I was on the little Kevin Hart thing, it was like, he's like, I hate doing comedy competitions like this because it's hard to judge an art in a competition setting because what some person may find funny may not be what the other person find funny. But if what you were doing, like in the restaurant war, if all the people,
the odds that the customers,
that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, you mean the people that are buying the food?
I'm convinced that I cheated on one of the producers' like daughters in fucking high school. Like I'm convinced.
Really?
I'm convinced I beat up somebody, in fucking middle school who was in production. Like there's just in my mind.
Let me ask you: Do they fit, like when you're getting fucked up later that night? Is there cameras in the house? Is that going on at the house? Is that like I guess what I'm getting
I don't remember if that aired or not because ours was an interesting season. So every other season was like everyone living in a single house, and they would do a ton of like after hours, like Road Rules or Real World style stuff.
Confessionals, yeah.
So every other season was a city. Ours was a state. So we were California. So we would do 2 days in Palm Springs, 2 days in Los Angeles, 2 days in San Diego. So we never stayed in a house. We were in hotel rooms, and so you would pair up and you'd go into a hotel room. And so there's like 9 hotel rooms where you would go when you were done with your shoot for the day. So they would come in for a couple of minutes and shoot you, but we didn't have the same thing that most seasons had, which was like camaraderie. So I don't think they showed that. Otherwise, I mean, if here's the thing, if they would have filmed our celebration of fuck yeah, I'm winning, then I find it hard to believe they could have sent me home the next day because the narrative wouldn't work.
True. Or maybe they didn't like the fact that you celebrated too early. That's what I was getting at. Maybe they got pissed off. I don't know, man. Like all that TV shit.
What I found out the next morning is I got out, and then you go into a house. So you're fully sequestered for 6 weeks. If you get out first, you're living in a halfway home for 6 fucking weeks. But nobody goes home until everybody goes home.
Really?
Yeah. So as soon as you get out, you join the fucking, the motley crew of
the rejects from Christmas Island. Yeah.
And as soon as I got out, they were like, "We knew you were next." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And they pull up this thing called Opinionated About Dining, AOD. It is OAD. Sorry, it's the definitive top 100 list in each continent. So the top 100 in North America had come out the day before I was eliminated. And one of my restaurants was 2 positions higher than the host / head judge of this show. And they all were like, when they saw that I was ahead of that, they were like, they're going to fucking send him home. Now, who knows? Maybe my food was stupid, but I did.
I mean, well, the paper says the customer seemed to like it.
One of the things that they do show is so the late, great Jonathan Gold, rest in peace, he's the only food critic to win a Pulitzer Prize, right? From the Los Angeles Times. The dish I made on that episode, he thought was the best dish at my restaurant. So I felt pretty good about
going in that's funny business, man. God, I don't like that, dude. Fuck, man. It's all a scheme, man.
You know what, though? That's not the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
What's the worst thing?
I mean, I've been embezzled from. I've been sued. I've been fucking.
Oh shit! So,
dude, I mean, the thing is, all the fucked up shit that's happened. I get home from Top Chef, and I have 2 restaurants, and I find out that no of my staff hasn't been paid. The vendors haven't been paid. I can see sales; they've been coming fucking in. Can't find my partner. Turns out, I was 25 when I opened my first restaurant, and I signed all the fucking paperwork. So excited. I didn't know I signed personal guarantees on everything. Boom, IRS sues me for outstanding, payments. Fish company, meat company, vegetable company. No one's gotten paid, and partner's not there. And every Monday when the fucking weekend sales clear, all the money's taken out of the account. Had to go to the fucking courts, get fucking. So I mean,
holy shit.
Yeah, and that's not the worst thing that's ever happened to me. So the thing is and we would fill more than an hour with the fucking worst things that ever happened to me. But I think to sum it all up, I'm at such a good place in my life right now that I could never be at without those things happening to me. Here's the thing. I was 25 years old. My wife was 23 years old. When we opened our first restaurant, her and I had 50%, this other guy had 50%. You think anyone straight-laced was going to fucking give us that opportunity? Nah.
So you learn by trial of fire.
You go, you get fucked, you don't give up.
You get calloused.
And you get calloused and you grow.
Hey, what's going on? Uncle Lazer here. Listen, new year, new me. And I'll tell you what's going to be new about me this year. I'm not going to be smelling like a trash bag anymore. Not going to be smelling like a foot. And I'm going to do that with Mando. Hey, Mando's the #1 wholesome body deodorant formula right now in the game for men. It's 72 hours of clinical proven. That's 72 hours. That's 3 days of not being able to smell like a foot by just applying a little wholesome spray under the old armpits, balls, pits, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks. It's safe anywhere. I put that thing on everything. I'm putting it all over me this year. And coming forth, I'm not going to smell like a trash bag no more, and you shouldn't either. Some men mask their BO scents, but Mando gets the job done right. Don't mask it, Mando it. You see, right now, they're running a special for our listeners only. If you go to shopmando.com and you use my promo code UNCLE, you're going to get 20% off and free shipping with your first order of purchase. I tell you what, listen, no one likes to smell like a foot, and she don't like you smelling like a foot. It's a solid stick or it's a spray. Hell, even got wipes for that old ass of yours. It gets sweaty, it gets hot, but Mando keeps you right on top of smelling like how you should smell and not like that trash you're supposed to take out yesterday. So right now, use promo code UNCLE, all right? You're going to get you 20% off at shopmondo.com. I mean, look, it's the #1 body deodorant formula in the game right now for men. New customers are getting 20% off on shopmondo.com when you use my code UNCLE. Your uncle's going to take care of you. No longer will you smell like a foot. You're going to smell like the guy of her dreams. Thanks for watching.
I know, Joe says it, other people say it, like the worst thing that's ever happened to you is the worst thing that's ever happened to you, So if you're a kid, if you take away my 3-year-old's fucking toy, you may as well just kill her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have the, all these things had to happen for the next thing to happen, for the next thing to happen, for me to get to Austin, for the, and so, it's real easy, I think, to look like, to be like, fuck this, fuck that. The world sucks. It's hard, but it is hard. But the more you go through, it's like the harder you fall, the higher you rise.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause my dad used to tell me, you only learn a lesson. Or it was a Walt Whitman quote, but he essentially made it redneck. He's like, you can only learn a lesson by touching that stove.
Yeah.
By touching that stove.
Yeah.
I can tell you it's hot, but until you experience it, you won't know. And then after you do it, because you'll learn how to take care of the burn, you learn not to touch the fucking stove.
So perfect, I don't even know if it's an analogy. I don't think it's an analogy, but perfect example of that. When you cook, you can very, briefly see, I'm missing stuff, right?
Yeah.
You never cut yourself in the same spot twice. You keep cutting yourself until you don't, but never in that fucking spot.
Yeah.
So did I ever get fucked again? Yes. Did I ever get fucked in that same spot?
No.
And all I can think about is, if I had a mortgage, if I had a kid, and that would have happened to me, I might have fucking killed myself. You know what I mean?
But at the time and the place when it did, it allowed you
I was 26 years old. Did I still cry in the fucking shower?
Fucking A, you did.
Yes, I did.
Scream at the shampoo
Did
bottle?
I still, cry, pour me and all that bullshit? Of course I did. But thank God I learned that in my 20s and not in my 40s.
Yeah. I mean, you essentially, because look at your route, right? You're playing fucking in a band, you like to skateboard, and you get that. And because dude, no one tells you when you're ready.
No.
There's no, when I jumped into comedy, first time I do stand up is the first time I ever get on Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And I get thrust in and shit. No one tells you how to do it. You just got to go do it. And you're going to fall on yours. But it's not about your last mistake. It's about your next move. Mm-hmm. That's how you fucking grow from the shit.
Yeah.
And dude, because you learned it then, got you to where you are now. Your worst time was your best learning lesson.
It's but the thing is, until you touch a stove, you don't either understand that it's hot or realize how hot it is. I played a lot of video games growing up, and I kind of view life. The more I live, the more I realize that we're living in an open world RPG.
Simulation, essentially.
Yeah, I don't like simulation theory because I've looked it up, and I'm like, there's so much I don't agree with. But if you just look at life and you go 1-to-1. Open world RPG? The answer is yes. It solves for everything, which that's a whole nother fucking podcast.
Yeah, goddamn. We didn't take mushrooms for that.
Next time I come back, we'll drink beers and we'll have that one. But in a lot of video games, you'd walk up to the edge. I was a big Zelda guy. Don't know if you ever played Zelda.
I got it tattooed on me, brother. The Triforce Triangle. Okay. Yeah. So we're in there.
Yeah. So how often do you step out and you don't know if the fucking you have to go and go one step and then the fucking off the ledge, but then the thing appears and then you jump and then another thing appears and then you jump, nothing, jump. Now you got to go one left, right? Every time you jump off a ledge that most people would step up to and go, fuck that, I'm not jumping. Every time you jump off and don't die, you realize that ledge was it looked like it was a drop, but actually it was just the next step in the journey that you're supposed to go on. And so I kind of feel and that's what we have the Not a Damn Chance podcast now, which is all about this, which is about I found in talking with people who have found success, I think what separates success and not success is not just taking that leap of faith, but when you land and you break every bone in your body, you get up and you jump again. And not from the same ledge.
No, because
from the next ledge that's even scarier. And once you land there, you go, oh my God, this is just a game. It's a game that's designed to make you think you can't keep going forward. So most people just end up playing on the surface and they never get to the next level. And if they do take that jump and they're like, fuck, I can't believe I survived. That was a close call. Better not take the next jump. And I learned that from poker. Because I have lost my last dollar and cried on my car ride home dozens of times.
I've beat the shit out of my steering wheel. I've beaten the shit out of my steering wheel.
I have legitimately, until I realized one day, can you ever actually have your last dollar? When someone goes, I lost my last dollar, go, so you're not getting another one?
I like that.
Yeah, you are. Now you're going to, at no point, until you die, it's not a game over. Just keep fucking running around, figure shit out. You know, maybe you got to get more experience points before you can go back to the casino level.
Sure.
You know, go fucking raid some shit, get some gold.
Easier setting. Yeah. Maybe get an easier setting.
Yeah. Well, the best way to get an easier setting is more experience points.
Exactly. There you go. And yeah, dude,
it makes sense.
That's pretty good analogy there. Like, your fall, having that happen to you made you. And so, like, for just to go into more, like, depth with it, if someone listening was going to open up a restaurant and go that route you went, or you're talking to 25-year-old you, how do you go about conducting that? How do you tell them what to look for? How do you give them guidance but still letting them figure it out for themselves? What are some crucial points you'd be like, hey, this is what I wish I would have known going in right here. This would have saved me a lot of trouble, heartache, time, energy, effort, and money.
I wouldn't want to save that.
You'd have to have that experience is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I can soften the blow for you by telling you the stove is hot so that you don't grab it with all your might before you first touch it, but you have to touch it. Now, do you have to get sued for $15 million?
No, you don't.
Do you have to be embezzled from? You don't, right? But I do believe that when I logged into this game, I chose fucking the nightmare zone level. You know what I mean? I chose hardcore.
Legendary.
I chose the hardest setting. And anytime I play a video game, I won't play it unless I'm at the absolute hardest setting because it's a fucking point about running through, killing everybody with one fucking hit, Here's the thing. It's less about what to do and more about what to expect and whether or not you have the personality for it.
Yeah.
That scene in Billy Madison when he goes back to visit the kids.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't wait to get to high school. And he's like, stay here.
Yeah.
Stay as long as you can.
Yeah.
I've literally grabbed the cheeks of young cooks and done that to them when they've said, I want to open my own restaurant.
Enjoy this.
Because here's the thing. Unless you are willing to sacrifice and risk everything and live off fucking couches and then it's not going to fucking work. Now, you can, here's the thing. Most chefs do not own their own restaurants. Very few. Like I'd say 1% of restaurants are owned by chefs. And of the 1% owned by chefs, I would say 1% of that 1% own 100% of their restaurant. They might be a partner. They might have a point or two. They might even be 50%. But you can absolutely go the route of being a chef partner or just an executive chef, have a cushy fucking pay, have the support you need, do your art, and not have to worry about getting sued because, somebody went home for Christmas and his uncle's a fucking, ambulance chaser and is like, yo, tell me about your job. I'll do it for free. We can get $5K out of the guys. You don't have to worry about any of that. So like you can go the route of just making food and being at the top of the game, or you can go the route of owning your entire destiny. And owning your entire destiny has so much more buy-in. And that buy-in is your entire livelihood. Now, I think I'm uniquely set up to be able to do that. I dropped out of school when I was 15 and lived in a van with 6 dudes, eating top ramen, driving around the country using MapQuest, flyering at fucking Hot Topics and skate shops to get kids to come to the shows, sleeping on floors, playing in basements, playing in bowling alleys, playing in the back of a fucking semi truck. I'm from the punk rock DIY hardcore scene. I am uniquely positioned to never fucking give up, and I don't need a crystal chandelier to make my fucking art. I need a PA, and I need a fucking audience. Yeah. I don't even need fucking walls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I was cool. I'm married. We have a fucking roommate and we're fucking doing our thing, trying to make something of ourselves, opening our restaurant.
I like that. I like that a lot. Fortune favors the bold,
But you actually have to be bold.
And you got to be able to sleep on a couch and live in the shit and get them hands dirty and do shit that's probably out of my 99% of people's comfort zone.
And go 3 fucking years without a paycheck.
But see, that's the thing with people is when you have a dream, most people just dream of the dream of where it's going to be, but most people don't see the potential that is there in that dream, and it's hard to explain to people. But what people don't see and that you got to live is that fucking climb. And if you ain't ready to roll that shit up, not get paid for fucking 3 years, blow a bunch of motherfucking money, fall flat ass on your feet and be like, damn, I really quit $500,000 job to go travel around the country and be a broke comic. Like, until you get to, like, pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah.
I cook the best, like, not chef, but I cook the best when I've got shit on the line.
Yep.
Shooting pool, playing dart, whatever the fuck it may be. Show when it's time, like, oh, I got to show up. Let's fucking.
But that's a personality type.
I think so, too.
And I don't know any of these Enneagrams or, like, you know, someone was like, you're a type A. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that means. But I do think that there are people who are not uniquely set up to have that kind of thing. There are chefs who you know, are in our group, you know, at the top, you know, level, and you know, and they need a lot of time to R&D to get a dish just right, to figure it out.
Perfection.
And I need to walk in, crack a fucking beer, roll my sleeves up, and cook. You know, there are comics who need to work a bit out on paper forever. And then there's guys that I figure you are probably more like, who walk up because you kind of been maybe thinking about this thing, but also like in the moment, let's fucking pivot. That's fucking great. We're jumping on that. You know, and I think that comes from my music
Your background.
Yeah.
Just
like,
the way you were growing up, going through the shit and, and getting shit done.
Thing is, like, learn your instrument really well and then just fucking play it.
Yeah.
You know?
As far as, because I wanted to touch on this, whenever, you know, I know some comics do it. I don't particularly do it because it's, like I said, it's art. Like when you walk into a competition base, I guess, but just anywhere, do you look at something as like, oh, hey, I'm better than that fucking guy?
No.
Or do you look, because I don't look at it like that either. No. And I don't get, a lot of people, I had this conversation the other day, a lot of people, I root for motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's taking shit off of my plate. I think if he's going to do his thing good, I learn and watch it and soak it up like a sponge. Just because I don't do it that way don't mean it can't be done that way. So you don't look at it like that either. You look at it as like, this is just art and a very unique perspective and take on that dish or something like that.
So I think in both, like, competition settings and just in the world of competition, like, there's only so many slots, right, on the show tonight. There's only so many restaurants, right? In the competition setting of, like, televised or whatever, I have always believed that only one person can beat you, and that's yourself. My strategy has never been do better than that guy. My strategy has been cook everything proficiently in the amount of time, season properly, and the odds that the other guy will do all those things, very low.
You just don't beat yourself.
Just don't fucking and if you used all the ingredients, you rose up to whatever that challenge is, you finished in time, you plated beautifully, you proficiently executed each different technique, then it becomes subjective if that other guy has done those 5 things, because it's art. In the term of, like, restaurants,
a really good take.
In the term of restaurants, the number one question I get every time, because every time I open a new restaurant, I'll go live in that city for, you know, between 3 and 6 weeks, and I'll work behind the counter and
you immerse yourself in the shit.
I do. And just like at Shokunin, I was, you know, didn't miss a fucking day for a month and a half. Every time I get a question in a new city, and the number one question is, have you had a chance to go check out your competition? Meaning the other sushi restaurants in town, the other whatever. And my answer is always the same thing. I either have or have not checked out the other restaurants, but the only competition I have in this city is me. I have a 10-seat restaurant. If I can't fill a 10-seat restaurant in your city, it's because I suck. It's not because there's too many other restaurants. There will always be room for another restaurant. The only time your restaurant will not be good, and this goes, it's the same exact thing for fucking comedy, right? There's always room for another funny comic. They're not like, oh, you've got Joe and Shane and Tom so now there's like, oh, there's 12 guys. There's no more room. No. You get to become number 13 if you are fucking funny.
Yeah.
Right? And if people don't show up to your shows, well,
I'm not doing something right.
It's one of two things. It's product or marketing.
Perfect.
Right?
Perfect.
Now, marketing is nothing without the product. You got to have the product first.
You can't push something without wheels.
I mean, you can, and people will show up.
Yeah, but then
they won't come
back.
back.
They won't come back.
Yeah.
It's retention. It's conversion rate.
Yeah.
God damn, look at us having a fucking adult podcast.
Who would have thought we were talking business
Son
here?
of a bitch. I like it because I've been doing these podcasts and I do every walks of life. OnlyFans chicks.
I know.
I've
I've seen all the clips. Like the first thing when you said you want to do the podcast, I said, dude, I'm not pulling my dick out.
Yeah, I'm not going to squirt. I'm not going to squirt. No, but like I just try to be the goddamn. Because I started looking at do podcasts as a comics 401k if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's you invest back into your shit, and so, but like I like these takes and then shit like that. But to get off the psychological and so philosophical side of things, what is your favorite dish to make? Like I'll make that motherfucker every day. And what is one of the hardest dishes that really whooped your ass? Can you tell me those two? And which one do you remember more?
So I have this. Okay, so when I got into playing music, so my father was a musician and a record producer, and he would always say, "I don't dance. I make music to get people to dance." And he would say, "Phillip, you don't play covers. There's two types of musicians: cover musicians and musicians." So I think that translated into my cooking approach. I own a shitload of cookbooks. I will flip through them to look at the nice pictures. I've never read one. I don't want to be influenced, and I don't like to make other people's food. When I would make food, Jonathan Gold, once again, rest in peace, had the most the kind. Some people might not think it's kind, but I'm delusionally optimistic, so I read it as kind. He said that the coolest thing about me. He said in a city, this is Los Angeles, in a city full of idiosyncratic chefs, that I was perhaps the most idiosyncratic. If I would do something on my menu and then other people would start doing it, I'd take it off my menu. So it's a long way to say, like, I don't really do, like, I don't make a chimichanga. I don't make a pot sticker. Those things don't really excite me to, like, do a dish. Now, I might love a dish. I might love something and go, like, here's an example. I was in China. And they made this dish. I was in the western border of China in Lijiang on the border of Myanmar. And I had the best dish of my entire life. And they translated it into crispy pork. Motherfucker, this dish deserved more of a name than crispy pork. Because I'm sure you can get crispy pork at fucking Panda Express.
You probably can get it at 7-Eleven.
But I came home and I made a dish that was not crispy pork. But it was inspired
by that taste.
This crispy pork was a bowl. Everything in there was bone dry and crispy, and it was like thinly sliced pork. It was a shitload of different like herbs and flowers and things that were all like fried in the spicy, And so I came up with a dish where I had like Tasmanian ocean trout. This is where we're going to get nerdy for anyone who doesn't give a shit.
This.
But yeah, Tasmanian ocean trout. And I would compress it. And then it would go on the plate. And I made my own prosciutto. And I would slice the prosciutto really thin. And I would deep fry it. So it was like little crispies, mimicking the crispy pork. And then I would take a bunch of like Thai basil and different flowers and stuff. I would deep fry those. And I would garnish with that as well. And then it would get a bunch of smelt egg or Kaplan roe, like you get on top of sushi. And then I would make an ice cold, like wild mushroom and yuzu dashi that I would pour over it. And when you ate it, you would never be like, that's the dish from fucking China.
But it's your interpretation. It's
not even my interpretation of that dish.
You march to the beat of your own drum.
It was a genre of music I'd never fucking heard before, but there was something about the fucking tambourine.
And you're like, let me go.
And I was like, I was in a band called Alpha and Omega, and there was this one breakdown in one of the songs that like the guitar player later on was like, "Were you into reggaeton?" Because like dun dun da dun dun da dun dun da dun. But no. But like then he's like, it kind of sounds like, and I was like, wait a second. There's this one song that I actually kept hearing that I kind of liked. But it was just in my brain, and it was now a breakdown in a hardcore song. Just the backbone. You know what I'm trying to say? So
you took something and used it through your eyes, I guess.
I experienced something, and the overall experience just went into my soul,
and you expressed it.
And I now have it. It's just in my arsenal of like when you cook from your soul, you can only pull from your soul.
Yeah.
I have now put that into my soul. I've absorbed that experience, but I would never fucking make that dish.
No, not yet. You're not, like you said, you'll look at the pictures, but you're not going to read it step by step, do this, do this. It's like, yo, let me put my spin on it. Let me put my take on it. How my soul interpreted what I tasted.
Yeah.
And you bring that to life. That's fucking badass, dude. Holy shit, Phil. Well, we got gay. Got real gay in this motherfucker. What's next for you? What's on the horizon? What's your 5 year? What's your 10 year?
So
you just had a baby. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's almost 4 years late, but I appreciate it.
I've known you for about 2 months, so let's pump the brakes.
I texted you last night. I was on a hot date. I was with my daughter. Took her to Fogo de Chao. It's her favorite restaurant.
Nice. At 4, she knows what that is. That's awesome.
Dude, my wife has eaten fucking veal. Or my daughter has eaten veal brains in fucking Paris
and loves it.
The cooks came out of the kitchen at this famous restaurant and they're like, "Can we take pictures of your daughter eating the fucking veal brains?" She wants Dada raw meat. We eat raw meat at home. She wants salt on it. She goes, Dada, this sword steak is what she calls Fogo de Chao, because we go and the guys have fucking swords and she takes a thing and she crushes all the meat. So like,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
So I saw you calling last night. I'm like, I'm on a fucking I'm on a hot fucking date.
Totally get that. Dude.
What's coming up? So.
Because you just got the restaurant
Shokunin
right there on the East, and you've been behind the counter. I went in there the other night.
Yeah,
had a great experience. If y'all are in Austin, East 6, East 5th, it's fucking awesome. But you're like, immerse yourself, and then I asked you the day, and you're like, no, that it's getting to where it needs to be, up and running. I don't need to bird dog it no more. This is when
I am into creation. There's three parts of life, right? Creation, maintenance, and destruction. And creation is my fucking thing. I can maintain, but I don't get my rocks off. I have, at this point, like I have Margarita and we have a company. We have, hundreds of employees. And I have people for their job is to maintenance. And so my job is to create and get it to a place where I can get it to pass it on to maintenance.
I like that.
We're approaching 30 restaurants now, and obviously I can't be in all of them every night, and very rarely can I be in any of them at all, right? Because also, like, we don't have any investors, and other than Neen and NADC, we don't have any partners. And so, like, I find myself now in a role I never, I'm a high school fucking dropout. I was not expecting to be a businessman running a giant company. And so for a long time, I have felt very stifled because I don't have a creative outlet, because I have right now 13 sushi by scratches. I can't get up in the morning, have a fucking idea, go into work that day and fucking do it. I have to have an idea and go into a meeting, which leads to a meeting, which leads to a meeting, which leads to a rollout plan, which over the next 6 months, we're going to roll out in That's not my, right? So we are getting ready to open. We're about a year out, but we're getting ready to open our masterpiece, our piece de resistance. We, about 4 years ago, bought 3 acres out in Dripping Springs.
Beautiful fucking place out there.
150-year-old log cabin.
Come on.
Acre and a half culinary garden, chickens, cows, goats, ducks, pigs, anything we don't grow or we don't harvest, we'll go and shoot. Or I'll find somebody local who can for me. So, for example, when I want my signature dish to be rattlesnake. I ain't fucking hunting rattlesnake. Ain't gonna happen.
You cook rattlesnake before?
No, but I cook eel, and I have to imagine it's pretty similar.
Taste is a little different.
Yeah,
gamey, a little more gamey.
I've had rattlesnake.
Yeah,
but I've always had it ground into something. I've never had like a rattlesnake,
like a piece
steak.
Yeah,
I'm gonna serve a fucking steak of rattlesnake.
You're out of your mind, but I love it.
So this is gonna be. It's about 3 minutes door to door from our house. And we're going to make all the cheeses. We're going to make everything will be from scratch. We'll be, curing our own charcuterie, doing everything. And this will be where my wife is our pastry chef.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Easily in the conversation for top 3 pastry chefs in America.
I mean, it's not even.
I'm not in the conversation of top 20 chefs in America. She is easily in the conversation of top 3.
That fucking little thing she did with that little orange bite. I swear to God, I can't even eat a regular orange now. I look at them different.
Yeah.
Look at them like best peasants.
It's so, this is where we're going to raise our daughter chasing the chickens, milking the
Hey,
cows,
building your dream.
and we are going. And then if the world goes upside down, I got an 8-foot tall fence.
You're off the grid.
My father-in-law is fucking ex-Russian special forces. We're gonna build some turrets. We're fucking good.
Yeah,
you know
you're
what I mean?
good. You're good. And I guess my last question for I like to ask everybody just before they leave, and you're obviously in the sense of accomplishment, you've done a lot from where you come from, but I ask people who are goal driven like that and always creative. I mean, do you ever just take a step back and look at the whole thing and think from like where you were to how you got here? Do you ever just not reap what you sow, but do you ever just kind of really just sit back and be like, damn, all this from that? Or you just keep your head nose to the grindstone? Like, you ever take your foot off the gas? When do you feel like it's time that you've done it, I've done it all, and I can let up? Or is it never going to be? Is it always going to be I can always be doing something more?
So I am actively practicing being grateful for my life.
There you go.
I am telling my wife every day that I'm grateful for her, whether we get in a fight or we don't. I am walking through my house saying, I am grateful for this house. I got a sick house, but I live out in I couldn't afford the house in fucking Austin. But like, I got a sick house in an area that, your money goes far. But like, I actively will out loud, I'll be walking around the house at the end of the night, like turn off lights, being like, look at this fucking place. I am happy. But Rogan just had on the dude who, the CEO and founder of NVIDIA. I don't know if you watched that podcast.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I've never felt so seen. I've never related to anyone so much in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah, and this is a fucking founder and CEO of a fucking tech company. I'm not in fucking tech. I'm in art, right? And he talked about not only is he not driven by success, he's driven by the fear of failure. And I'm driven by the fear of fucking failure. My Marty McFly has always been when someone tells me I can't do something.
Hold my beer.
And he talked about, and he has I think it's the highest valued company in the world or something like that.
Yeah, one of top 3.
And he works 7 days a week. So do I. Now, when people hear that, they're like, "What? You're behind your?" No, you're not behind your. But like, there's never even when I'm holding my daughter, I am working.
Wheels are churning.
Yes,
I love that.
And he still is like he still is kept up at night by the fear of it could all go away tomorrow, and I suffer tremendously from the fear that it can all go away tomorrow. Now, for a long time, I have, like, obviously I'm, probably 20 years younger than he is, and we're coming up in a more like emotionally, softer and more spiritual, like, world than he probably did. So like, I've already started like recognizing that and trying to work on my own tools for like how to do that. Like one of the things, our company has always lived, payroll to payroll. If we don't have a good fucking weekend, we don't fucking make payroll.
God damn, dude.
And I cannot tell you how many times I have been not just petrified, but
shitting yourself,
driven to the point of tears.
Yep.
Because I know that we're not going to fucking make it. And this comes from my poker days. I've never fucking not made it. No matter how fucking much I thought I'd never recover from it, I've never not fucking made it. And if I didn't make it, something, whether I borrowed some money from someone or it worked out. How? Had no fucking idea how I was going to.
A little bit of luck, but
I started to realize that I don't need to. Business is a roller coaster, and you never get to do this forever. Even if you do this for a long time, you never get to do this forever. And so, what if instead of going up and down with the up and down, you just stayed somewhere in the middle?
Coast.
You just stay. I'm not going to get too high on my highs, and I'm not going to get too low on my lows, and I'm going to respect the process that this is how it fucking goes. And that's kind of how I've, been dealing with that.
Maybe not master the entire game, but master your game.
Yeah.
And stay on top of your shit. Goddamn, dude. Phil, thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
Goddamn, got deep. Goddamn feel good episode, but we love to see it. Where can everybody find you? Where can they look you up?
Yeah.
What restaurants? Where are they at? Whatever. Just plug whatever you got to plug right here.
Sure.
I want to come see you.
So probably the best place to find everything is just my Instagram. At Phillip Frankland Lee. Frankland has a D at the end. Everyone thinks it's L-I-N. It's Frankland.
Frankland.
Come to Sushi by Scratch restaurants in most major cities now.
Best money you can buy for a sushi experience, hands down.
Pasta Bar, also a Michelin starred, tasting menu. Shokunin, NADC Burger, the Not a Damn Chance podcast on YMH.
Yeah, YMH, beautiful.
Check out Sushi Masters. You know Morimoto, the Iron Chef?
Yes.
So him and I co-judged a sushi competition show. It's on Roku. It's sick as fuck.
Hell yeah.
I think that's probably it. And if it's not there, it'll be on my fucking Instagram at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, beautiful. Goddamn. Hey, you have the tools to be whatever the fuck you want to be. You just can't be scared of trying.
You just gotta
failure should scare you.
You gotta look life in the eyes and you say, "Hey, universe, fuck you.
Fuck you.
There's not a damn chance I'm not gonna make it."
Wow. Hey, curiosity did not kill the cat. Hesitation did. Hey, this has been another episode of Drunk Uncles. I'm your host, Uncle Lazer. Look, make sure to get your cat spaded and neutered. Shout out Bob Barker. Until next time.